and welcome to another Dave Does. And today it's a little bit different than my normal kind of reaction, so I've just noticed it's quite dark on my screen. Bear with me. There we go, that's a bit better. You can kind of see my wonderful face. Anyway, I thought I'd do something a bit different. So we have a lot of the subscribers on this channel are from Indonesia, Malaysia, and then I think it's about 75% of my subscribers come from Indonesia, and then respective amounts after that. So I thought it only fair that I should try to learn Indonesian. So I came across this video on YouTube. It is, what channel is it? It is Learn Indonesian in 20 minutes from the Learn Indonesian with Indonesian Pod 101.com. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to check out this video and I'm going to see if I can learn all the basics. It says all the basics I need in 20 minutes. The video is 24 minutes long, so I have to put headphones on because otherwise it'll just get a bit noisy with the speakers, but you will be able to hear what they're hearing, so I can still comment at the same time. So let's do this. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go!
Want to get cheat sheets, audiobooks, lessons, apps, and much more every month for free? Just click the link in the description to get your free language gifts of the month.
Halo, nama saya Vira. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. Hi, I'm Vira. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Indonesian expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes.
Okay, so you heard that. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. Okay, let's see how my memory does. Considering that whenever I do a collaboration, by the time I move on to the next collaboration, I can't remember how to play the guitar for the last song. So my memory for chords, I'm getting to that age now where things, I just keep forgetting stuff, or I don't retain stuff as well. So let's see. Okay, let's keep going.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Indonesian. But first, it is important to clarify the difference between formal and informal speech. Let's first see how Indonesian people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Halo, nama saya Vira. Hi, my name is Vira. Halo, nama...
Okay, so halo, nama saya Dave. Is that correct? Let me know. Halo, nama saya Dave. Cool.
Saya Vira. Start by saying, Halo, nama saya. Then, say your name.
Halo, nama saya Dave. Or Dave Does. Nama saya Dave Does. Halo, nama saya Dave Does.
Nama saya Vira. Halo, nama saya Vira. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Selamat siang, nama saya Vira Lukito. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. My name is Vira Lukito. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, like I'm going to get that so that quickly. So good afternoon is Selamat siang. Is that correct? Selamat siang. Nama saya Dave Does. Senang bertemu. See, I won't remember this. If I can kind of read it phonetically, but I won't get that in my head. Let me just go back a bit on that. Okay.
Saya Vira. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Selamat siang, nama saya Vira Lukito. Senang
So I said selamat, so it's selamat, so the E isn't pronounced. So selamat siang. Okay. Nama saya Dave Does.
bertemu dengan Anda.
That's far too quick. When you try to teach someone, you can't just go blah, 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 blah. It's like me speaking, you're not going to learn.
My name is Vira Lukito. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang. Selamat siang. So which part of that is good and which is afternoon? That makes me think it's afternoon good. Selamat siang.
Nama saya.
Nama saya Dave Does. Selamat siang. Nama saya. Selamat siang. Nama saya Dave Does.
Vira Lukito. Senang bertemu.
Well, there's a rolling R. Senang bertemu.
dengan Anda.
That G doesn't sound pronounced, so senang bertemu dengan dengan. So it didn't sound like she's pronounced the G. Anda. Okay.
So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at this together. Halo is an informal way of saying hello in Indonesian. In formal situations, you want to use selamat siang in place for good afternoon. Nama
So she's teaching good afternoon, but what if it's morning?
saya Vira has not been changed. In both cases, nama saya means my name is. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said, Vira Lukito. For a formal situation, you might want to add senang bertemu dengan Anda, which
She says it so quickly. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. Senang bertemu dengan Anda.
is the polite way to say nice to meet you. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Indonesian is Halo, nama saya Vira. The formal
Halo,
way
nama
to
saya
introduce
Dave
yourself is Selamat siang, nama
Selamat siang, nama saya Dave Does. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. Yay, nay. It's really interesting when she slows down her speech to get you to say it. She does all of the, she pronounces all of the lettering very clearly. Then when she says it her natural way, certain letters are almost breathed. So like the Selamat Siang, so she doesn't really pronounce the E at the beginning. So she does the Slamat, which would be S-L-A-M-A-T, rather than Selamat. Selamat siang, nama saya Dave Does, senang bertemu. She doesn't say it that way, but bertemu dengan, I think it is dengan Anda. Okay?
Nama saya Vira Lukito. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. Now, it's time for Vira's Insights. When you introduce your
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to remember that already. I'll probably get Namasaya. So hello Namasaya Dave Does. But I'll have to go back over these a few times.
yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Indonesia. If you use the correct sentence with Indonesian people, they are definitely going to be impressed. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Indonesian. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Sudah siap? Are you ready? Mari kita mulai. So let's start. There are several ways to thank people. Let's start with the easiest. It is only one word. Makasih.
Makasih.
Makasih. Makasih means thanks. To make this phrase stronger, you just need to add banyak. Makasih banyak.
Makasih banyak.
Makasih
banyak.
Banyak. Banyak means a lot. So makasih banyak is like
Makasih
saying
banyak.
thank you very much. During the last lesson, we mentioned both the informal and the formal way.
So we've got hello nama saya Dave Does and makasih banyak. So hello, my name is Dave Does. Makasih banyak for coming to see the channel. Okay.
Of speaking Indonesian. Makasih is the informal way to thank someone. If you want to be more formal, there is another phrase you should use. Terima kasih. Terima kasih. Let's break this phrase down. Terima means receive and kasih stands for kindness. But overall, terima kasih means thank you. You can also strengthen this phrase and say thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak. How do you answer? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is sama-sama. Sama-sama. Sama-sama literally means same, but it is the equivalent of you are welcome.
Sama-sama.
The other way to say you are welcome is the expression kembali.
I've heard this, yeah.
Kembali. Literally, this word means back or return, but it stands for thanks right back at you.
Kembali.
This has become a common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So, when someone says makasih to you, simply
Makasih.
reply with kembali.
Kembali.
Now, it's time for Vira's insights. Makasih is actually the shortened form for terima kasih, and it should be used within casual conversation among friends and family. But terima kasih can be used with
Okay, so one thing I'm going to talk about here just before we carry on is learning style. So there are people that learn by this style, which is the listening and absorbing. There are people that have to read and understand everything, and there are people that need to do it. I'm a doer. So I only learn by doing. I find it very difficult to learn in any way. So schooling, for instance, wasn't my way. Learning guitar, reading it, and so forth, theory wasn't my way. But if I can play something and then I learn by technique, so using Indonesian language would probably be the way that I would learn this easier than this. So I probably will find that writing some of these bits down and then trying to practice them and use them, I will get that in my head better than this. But it's quite a useful tool to just understand what sort of things to use. So she's doing a really good way of explaining what she's doing here.
with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. In the last lesson, we learned how to show gratitude to people by saying terima kasih. In this lesson, we learned some of the most common greetings used in Indonesia. Sudah siap? Are you ready? Mari kita mulai. So let's start. The most used informal greeting is halo. Halo. Halo means hi or hello. We use it when we meet. It is very casual, so we should only use this greeting with friends or family. If you need to greet someone in a formal situation, say selamat siang. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Literally,
So back to that again.
selamat siang means good day. We can use selamat siang only during the daytime, from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. During the afternoon, we say selamat sore. Selamat sore.
Selamat sore.
Sore is Indonesian for afternoon, so selamat sore means good afternoon.
Okay.
This is used from about 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
But didn't she just say good afternoon was selamat siang at the very beginning when she first started talking about formal introductions? She said she didn't see. I swear she said selamat siang, namaste, Dave does, and then had the rest of it, which I can't remember already. Something with something bertemu dengan Anda. I just can't remember the first part of it, which was I can't remember how it goes, but I swear it was good afternoon. My name is Dave Dove. Nice to meet you. I think it's something. It's what the translation is. I'm going to go back. So we're at 6 minutes and 7. I want to say. Okay. Right. So here is it at the beginning, where she did that part of it. So.
Lukito. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. My
Senang.
name is Vira Lukito.
There you go. So she says good afternoon, and she says selamat siang, which she's just said is good day. You need to get your facts right, love. Okay, right. Because now when she says it, yeah, selamat siang is good day.
During the afternoon, we say selamat sore. Selamat sore.
Okay.
Sore is Indonesian for afternoon.
Picking apart her training
so
here.
selamat sore means good afternoon. This is used from about 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. During the night, we say selamat malam.
Selamat malam.
malam.
Selamat malam.
Malam is Indonesian for night.
So selamat. I
This
think.
is used
So
from
good
6
is selamat.
p.m. to midnight. And finally, during the morning, we say selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat
Selamat
pagi.
so.
Pagi is
Selamat
Indonesian
sangi.
for morning. This is used in the morning
Selamat
until
malam.
11 a.m. These 4 greetings are used when we meet someone.
Selamat siang. That's it.
But
Selamat
when we
siang,
leave,
so
we don't say them
malam
again.
Pagi.
When we part in Indonesia, we say selamat tinggal.
Goodbye.
Selamat tinggal. Selamat tinggal means goodbye.
Okay.
And it is a formal expression. Finally, in Indonesian, we have an expression meaning see you that can be considered both formal and informal. Sampai jumpa.
Sounds
Sampai
fun.
jumpa.
Sampai jumpa.
Now,
Sampai
you can greet
jumpa.
people in many different ways in Indonesian. Let's review them all again.
Okay.
When meeting in informal situations, we say halo. When meeting older people or someone we don't know, we say selamat pagi in the morning, selamat siang in the early afternoon, selamat sore in the evening, or selamat malam at night.
See, she's getting her phrasing again. So now she says selamat sore in the evening. Let's just check that.
Someone we don't know, we say
Hello.
selamat pagi in the
Selamat
morning,
pagi, morning, yeah.
selamat siang in the early afternoon,
good day.
selamat sore in the evening,
Afternoon.
or selamat malam at night. When living in a formal situation, we say selamat tinggal.
Selamat tinggal.
When living, no matter whether it's a formal or informal situation, sampai jumpa. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time.
I love that what she says. It's easy, isn't it? Really? No, it's not. Okay, so let's see if I can remember this. So, selamat pagi is morning. Selamat siang is good day. Selamat sore is good afternoon. And selamat malam is good night or good evening for night time. And then it is... There's the informal one, which is it salam? That's not selamat jumpa. Got to remember, is it selamat jumpa?
We say selamat tinggal.
Tingle, tingle, tingle. I should remember that tingle. Selamat tinggal. Okay.
When living, no matter whether it's a formal or informal situation, sampai jumpa.
So sampai jumpa.
It's easy, isn't it?
What's sampai jumpa for again? I can't remember. Okay. Selamat pagi. Selamat pagi. Selamat siang. Selamat sore. Selamat malam. Selamat tinggal and sampai jumpa. Okay, let's keep going.
Now it's time for Vira's insights. In formal situations, Indonesian people commonly greet each other by shaking hands and bowing the head slightly. On the other hand, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we can just wave. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Indonesian. Do you remember them? In
No.
this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Indonesian, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the informal way to say it. Kamu bisa berbahasa Inggris?
Wow, she's got to slow it very down. Kamu bisa berbahasa Inggris. Kamu bisa berbahasa Inggris. Berbahasa Inggris. Okay. Kamu bisa berbahasa Inggris.
Kamu bisa berbahasa Inggris. Kamu bisa berbahasa Inggris literally means you can speak English, but depending on the way you say it, you can turn it into a question. Kamu is the informal way to say you. The next word is the verb bisa, which means be able.
Kamu bisa
Berbahasa is a verb. This word is made up of bahasa, which means language, and ber, which is a prefix. When ber is combined with the word stem bahasa, it means to talk or to speak.
Okay.
And you probably recognize English to be English. To learn more about ber verbs like berbahasa, please look at our Absolute Beginner series on IndonesianPod101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. We are now going to make this sentence formal. First, we have to use the word apakah, which roughly means tell me whether. Next, we need to use the formal version of you, which is Anda.
Anda.
And everything else stays the same. Apakah Anda bisa berbahasa Inggris? Apakah Anda bisa berbahasa Inggris? Adding permisi, excuse me, the sentence becomes even more polite. Permisi, apakah Anda bisa berbahasa Inggris? Permisi,
Apakah Anda bisa berbahasa Inggris?
The responses you will receive could be one of these three. Bisa, I can. Bisa, sedikit, a little. Sedikit. Maaf, saya tidak bisa. Sorry, I can't. Maaf, saya tidak bisa. Maaf is a polite way to say you're sorry.
Maaf.
Saya is Indonesian for I.
I.
Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to say tidak, which means no, before the verb bisa. So, sorry, I can't is maaf, saya tidak bisa. Now it's time for Vira's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need.
Kamu
Just
bisa
substitute
berbahasa
Inggris
Inggris?
with Italia for Italian, Rusia for Russian, Spanyol for Spanish, German for German. In this lesson, we mentioned the expression maaf. In the next lesson, we will learn more about this and other ways to apologize.
I think it's interesting in a lot of languages how the name for each person's country is quite similar to how the host country itself speaks that language. So where we say English, it's Ingris. So you get quite close. And German is German, and Russia is Russia. It's close. So it's not like it's completely different ways. It's great that the languages have adopted that way.
In Indonesian, it's never too late to show your good manners with Indonesian people. I'll see you in our next Bahasa Indonesia dalam 3-menit lesson. Sampai jumpa!
Want to
Sampai
get cheat
jumpa.
sheets, audiobooks, lessons, apps, and much more every month for free? Just click the link in the description to get your free language gifts of the month.
Click. Bam, 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 bam.
Halo semuanya, nama saya
Halo.
Vira. Hi everybody, I'm Vira. Welcome to IndonesianPod101.com's Bahasa Indonesia dalam 3 menit. The fastest, easiest, and the most fun way to learn Indonesian.
Okay.
In the last lesson, we learned the phrase permisi. Apakah Anda bisa berbahasa Inggris? Excuse me, do you speak English?
Okay.
We mentioned the word permisi, which means excuse me.
So hang on, let me get that right. So it was permisi apakah Anda berbahasa Inggris? So permisi is this is the apology bit. Apakah Anda is the formal. Berbahasa Inggris, I think. We'll see.
In Indonesian. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use permisi and other words when apologizing in Indonesian. We should use permisi in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, permisi, saya mau pesan kopi ya. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Permisi, di mana letak Monas? Excuse me, where is the National Monument? Sometimes we will often hear people say ya on the end of command sentences, which is an informal way to say please. This word is used to soften the commands or request. And sometimes ya is used to ask whether something is true or not. Ya is very often replaced by dong, which have similar meaning and purpose. But be careful in using these words because they are informal and only spoken to close friends and family. The other way to say excuse me is maaf.
Maaf.
Maaf. Just like permisi, we can use maaf when asking a question. Except that we only use maaf when apologizing. Maaf can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry.
Okay.
But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use saya minta maaf. It means I am sorry. And can be used in both formal and informal situations.
Saya minta maaf.
First, we have the familiar saya
I.
or I. Next, we insert the Indonesian word for asking for, minta. Finally, we have maaf, meaning
Maaf.
sorry. Saya minta maaf. Now it's time for Vira's insights. Please remember that in Indonesia, if you accidentally bump into someone, we don't say, I am sorry. Saya minta maaf. Instead, we could just simply say maaf.
Maaf.
In the last lesson, we learned some words used when
Maaf.
apologizing in Indonesian, including permisi and maaf.
So from this so far, what I'm getting is permisi and maaf are probably the two key ones out of that. There are obviously other bits, but as long as you can say those words, then people know what you're kind of trying to say. Maaf, permisi. Okay.
In this lesson, we're going to learn numbers in Indonesian. Yes, numbers, nomor,
Okay.
from 1 to 10. And you're going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 menit. Are you ready? Let's
Okay.
start. Satu. Satu.
Satu.
Dua.
Dua.
Dua. Tiga.
Tiga.
Tiga. Empat.
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 So when I do my videos, it'll be tiga, dua, satu. Counting it in. Tiga, dua, satu. Okay.
Lima.
Lima.
Lima. Enam.
Enam.
Enam. Tujuh.
Tujuh.
Tujuh. Delapan.
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 Sembilan. Sembilan.
Sembilan.
Sepuluh.
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 Okay.
Okay, so let me just have a look at that. So, satu, dua, tiga, empat, lima, enam, tujuh, delapan, sembilan, and sepuluh. Okay.
Now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. Satu.
Satu.
Dua.
Dua.
Tiga.
Tiga.
Empat.
Empat.
Lima.
Lima.
Enam.
Enam. Enam.
Tujuh.
Tujuh.
Delapan.
Delapan.
Sembilan.
Sembilan.
Sepuluh.
Sepuluh.
Great job!
But it's easy when you're just following them. It's where you've got to remember. Someone says, "What's the number? Number 3," and I'll be like, "Tiga." Okay, so we've got satu, edu, tiga. I know sepuluh is 10. Sembilan is 9. Okay.
What is before satu? Do you know? No?
No.
Nol.
Nol.
You don't
No.
have any more excuses.
Yeah, I do. I've got bad memory. Of course I've got excuses.
You can give your friends your cell phone number in Indonesian. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase nomor telepon saya, which means my phone number is nomor telepon
Telepon.
saya.
Telepon.
Nomor
So used in this context, saya becomes is rather than I. Okay.
telepon saya 0815 1274 3968. Can you read it by yourself?
081512.
08
Trying.
1
2 5 1
1
2
2
7 4 3 9
9
6
6
Delapan.
Perfect.
That was number 8. There you go.
Now
I'll
it's
get
time
it.
for Vira's insights. When you go to the bank in Indonesia, you sometimes have to stand in line with a number. When it's your turn to check out, they will scream nomor 1, nomor 10, and so on. Learn your numbers well so you can be ready. In the last lesson, we learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I'll tell you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now, let's continue from 11. 11.
11.
12.
12. So 2 belas.
13.
3 belas. So 10 plus 3.
14.
Empat. So basically it's the satu, which is 1. That's slight difference. So 11. Dua, so dua is 2. belas 10. So 2 and 10. Okay. 13. Okay. Makes sense.
14. 15.
15.
16.
16.
16.
Lima is 5.
17.
7.
18. 19.
19.
And finally we have 20. 20. Okay.
Interesting. So dua, so again 2, same as in dua belas. So pelu is 2 times 10. Pelu, interesting. Okay.
Now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 11.
11.
12.
12.
13.
13.
14.
14.
15.
15.
16.
16.
17.
17.
18.
18.
19.
19.
20.
20.
These numbers may seem harder to remember.
Now, wasn't 10 sepelu, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Sepelu is 10. Yeah, so that's why it's pelu. Okay. So sepelu, like satu. And that's why 11 is sebelas. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm getting with you now. Okay, I'm with you.
But 12 to 19 are just made up of the numbers we learned from the last lesson. And the word...
So with 30, let me see if I can get this right. So 30 would be... Would 30 be 30? You let me know in the comments down below. Unless they cover it. Okay, but I'm thinking 30 will be 30. Maybe. Unless... It can't be 13. So yeah, it must be... Yeah. I'm wondering what the 30... How the way we'd count 30 then. 10 belas is 10. It can't be. Okay.
belas, tens. 2, 2. 12, 12. But for 11, we use the prefix se instead of satu. Then add the word belas at the end.
Yeah.
11. For 20 or 20, we add puluh at the end of the number 2. Remember what 10 was in Indonesian? 10. Let's not stop at 20. Counting to 100 is super easy. Now I'll give you the tens. 30.
Yeah, I guess it.
30.
Nailed it.
40. 40.
Come on, counting's easy. Nailed it.
50.
50.
50.
Enam pelu. That's coming up.
60.
Yeah.
60. 70.
7 pelu.
70. 80.
8 pelu.
90. 90.
9 pelu. There we go.
90.
What's 100 then?
100.
So seratus. So setu was 1. So 100. So tus. Okay.
100.
Seratus.
What happens after 100 or 100? There is 1000 for 1000, 10.000 for 10,000, 100.000 for 100,000, and finally we have 1 juta for 1 million. The last thing to learn in this lesson is how to form compound numbers above 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and simply add the numbers you learned in the previous lesson. Let's try it out. How would you say 56 in Indonesian? Let's take it step by step. 50 is 50. And then add 6. 6. 56. It's done. Isn't that easy?
That's cool.
Let's try a slightly harder number. For instance, 250,000. Take 200, 200, next 50, 50, and add 1,000, 1,000. 250,000. After only 2 lessons, you are now able to count up to 1 million in Indonesian. In the next lesson, we're going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Indonesia? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next Bahasa Indonesia dalam 3 menit lesson. Sampai jumpa!
Bye.
In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Indonesian. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers, because they will come in handy in this lesson. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Indonesia. Before we go, you need to know how to say, how much is it? Ini berapa harganya? Ini berapa harganya? Are you ready to go shopping in Indonesia? Let's go!
Harganya.
You see something you like and want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is, permisi.
Permisi.
Do you remember what that means?
Excuse me. Yes.
Permisi, ini berapa harganya? Permisi, ini berapa harganya?
Harganya.
If you want to be more specific when asking how much is this and refer to a certain type of object, we need to put the noun in front of the question. For example, hat is topi. Permisi, topi ini berapa harganya?
Topi.
Excuse me, how much is this hat? Permisi, topi ini berapa harganya? And sandal is sendal.
Sendal.
Permisi, sendal ini berapa harganya?
Harganya.
Excuse me, how much are these sandals?
In the window.
Permisi,
sendal ini berapa harganya?
At this point, the shopkeeper can answer by saying, ini harganya, or
harganya.
Yang ini, and then the price. For example, ini harganya Rp30.000, or yang ini Rp30.000.
Okay, so Tigi Pula is 30, Ribu is that 1,000? So Ribu was not 100. So that would be 1,000. Is that so? Is this going to be 3,000 rupees or pricing? See if my maths are. I reckon it's 3,000.
What number is 30.000? I'm not telling you.
3,000.
Okay, it's 30,000.
30, damn it!
It costs 30,000 rupiahs. Now it's time for Vira's insights. A quick way to ask how much is berapa. For example, when you want a coffee or kopi at a coffee shop, you can ask the cashier, pesan kopi dong, berapa? One coffee please. How much is it? At this point, can you count rupiahs in Indonesian?
No.
We are going to learn how to do this and much more in the next lesson. I'll be waiting for you in our next Bahasa Indonesia dalam 3 menit lesson. Sampai jumpa!
Okay! There we go. So that is Learn Indonesian with the Indonesian Pod 101. Interesting. Some interesting stuff in there. It's the sort of thing that I would probably... let me just get rid of that. It's the sort of thing that I would definitely make some notes on, and I would have to practice. It's the only way I get things into my head is to practice. It won't just sort of suddenly just get in there and it'll be fine. I'd have to just keep working at it until I got it into conversation. So I've got Satu, Edu, Tiga, and then I'm stuck at number 4 already. I know number 6 is Dan and Tuju. So if the more I practice this, I will get to that. So it's Halo, nama saya Dave Does. and I will work on the rest and see if I can incorporate it into some videos. But very interesting channel. I'll keep that saved in my watch later so I can get there and practice it from time to time. But let me know what you think in the video or in the comments down below. How did I get on with it, and would you like to see me trying to learn some more bits on the channel? Thank you very much for watching, and that of course is how Dave does it.